Have you ever wondered what kind of secret or downright bizarre rules the NBA hides deep within its rulebook? Rules so strange they could flip a game, force a trade, or even rebuild an entire team overnight. From getting penalized for how you wear your jersey to emergency drafts in case tragedy strikes, these are the NBA rules you never knew existed. Let's start with one that could literally change the outcome of a game: the untucked jersey rule. It sounds harmless, right? But walk onto the court with your jersey hanging out and you'll first get a warning. Do it again, and suddenly you've just handed your opponent a free technical foul shot. This rule dates back to when the league wanted players to present themselves professionally. But today, it's less about fashion and more about order. A single untucked jersey can cause a delay in play, disrupt game rhythm, or even be used to waste precious seconds. So, in the NBA, your shirt isn't just part of your uniform. It's part of the rulebook. Now imagine the unthinkable: an entire NBA team wiped out by a plane crash, a natural disaster, or some massive tragedy. As dark as that sounds, the league has already planned for it. It's called the disaster draft. Under this rule, if 5 or more players from a team are suddenly unable to play due to such an event, the NBA can hold an emergency draft. Every other team must make one player available for selection, ensuring the affected franchise can rebuild quickly and continue playing. It's one of those chilling reminders that even in a league built on entertainment, contingency planning runs deep. Then there's the Zaza rule. Yes, named after Zaza Pachulia himself. This rule came to life after Zaza infamously slid under Kawhi Leonard during a playoff game in 2017, causing Leonard to land awkwardly and suffer an ankle injury. The NBA decided enough was enough. From that point forward, referees were instructed to assess flagrant fouls or technicals if a defender's reckless or unnatural movement endangered a shooter. In essence, this rule protects players in midair because one bad step shouldn't end someone's season. Speaking of safety, the NBA also has a rule that directly limits how teams can rest their superstars. Remember when fans would pay hundreds of dollars to see LeBron, Curry, or Giannis, only to find out they're sitting out the game for load management? The NBA stepped in. Under the player participation policy, teams can't bench multiple stars in nationally televised games without facing fines. If a player is healthy, the league expects them to suit up, because at the end of the day, fans deserve the show they paid to see. And then there's one rule that dives into the weird world of jersey numbers: the illegal numbers rule. Ever noticed how most NBA players' numbers avoid digits like 6, 7, 8, or 9 in older footage? That's because for decades, referees used one hand to signal the 10's place and the other for the 1's place when calling fouls. Numbers containing those digits could confuse scorekeepers. So if a player wore number 69 or 78, the refs couldn't signal it properly. While that rule has relaxed in modern times, it remains a fascinating glimpse into how even basic gestures shaped NBA uniform policy. Next up, the no hanging on the rim rule. And no, this one isn't just to kill fun dunks. Players are forbidden from hanging on the rim after a dunk unless it's to prevent injury. Why? Because in the 1980s and 1990s, shattered backboards were a real issue, and hanging too long could damage equipment or injure others. Shaquille O'Neal was practically a walking example of this. After breaking multiple backboards early in his career, the NBA reinforced the rule. Today, if you pull a little too much of a Shaq moment, expect a technical foul coming your way. Now here's one you probably didn't expect. You can't curse at yourself. Sounds ridiculous, right? But according to league rules, using profanity, even if directed at yourself out of frustration, can result in a technical foul. The NBA's stance is simple. The sport is family-friendly entertainment, and keeping emotions in check maintains the game's professional image. It's a rule that's caught more than a few stars off guard after missing a shot and letting a word slip. But if you think that's strict, wait till you hear this one. No jewelry on the court. the NBA completely bans necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and even rubber wristbands during games. It's not about appearance, it's about safety. Back in the day, players used to wear chains and accessories, but after a few freak injuries, the league cracked down. Even wedding rings are off limits unless covered or taped. And speaking of appearance, there's a dress code rule that extends far beyond the court. After the infamous Malice at the Palace brawl in 2004, the NBA introduced a strict player dress code for all official league events, press conferences, and appearances. Players must wear business or business casual attire. No baggy jeans, no oversized chains, no throwback jerseys. The rule aimed to restore a more professional image, but also sparked debate about expression and identity. Still, to this day, it remains one of the most impactful off-court rules ever implemented. But perhaps the strangest of them all? The too many players on the court rule. Sounds simple, but the consequences are wild. If a team accidentally has 6 players on the floor, it's an automatic technical foul, and any points scored during that possession don't count. This has happened multiple times in NBA history, even in critical playoff games, showing how chaos can erupt from one simple substitution mistake. And finally, the delay of game rule, one of those sneaky regulations that players hate but refs love to call. Taking too long to shoot a free throw, touching the ball after a made basket, or standing too close to an inbounder can all result in a delay of game violation. 2 of those in a match, and it's an automatic technical. The NBA enforces this rule strictly to keep the game moving, because in a league built on rhythm and timing, even a few seconds can tip the balance. So the next time you're watching a game and see a ref blow the whistle for something seemingly minor, remember, there's a deep, often bizarre story behind that rule. The NBA isn't just about athleticism and showtime plays, it's also a delicate web of discipline, safety, and image control. Every detail, from how a player dresses to how they stand at the line, is part of what keeps the league running smoothly and unpredictably.